What's up guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Getafe in La Liga. It's the haram ball, the terroristic football. It has returned against us. It's our annual meeting against Getafe where it's just going to be painful. It's going to be absolutely painful, but a game in which Barcelona do need a victory. We are behind on some points in the Liga, so a win here is a must despite the terrible football we are about to come up against. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, the irregular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the Estadio de Johan Cruyff. It will be the last match in which we play in the stadium for the season. As of right now, it's looking like we're going to be at the Montjuic for the PSG game, for the Real Sociedad game until the October international break. From what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing, I think we're probably going to finish the Montjuic this year. I don't think we'll be at the Camp Nou come 2025. I think the club's plan will be like, oh, we've rented the Montjuic, let's use it to its capability, let's try and advance the Camp Nou as much as possible. That's what I think the club will do, but what do I know? But this match will be at the Estadio de Johan Cruyff, a small stadium for a game of not this magnitude, but of a game that we probably need the fans in a lot to get the team riled up to help us break the absolute haram ball. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sat in second place in La Liga on 10 points. After playing 4 matches, we have 3 wins and 1 draw, still undefeated on the season so far. Real Madrid currently 4 wins out of 4, 2 points ahead of us on 12 points. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but Espanyol right behind us on 10 points as well. We are surrounded by our eternal rivals, Catalan Derby, El Clasico. I don't know what the hell is going on. And what makes matters worse, our opponents, Getafe, in 4th place on 9 points with 3 wins and 1 loss, with a goal difference of +2, Espanyol +3, Barcelona +10, that's 6-0 Valencia win, and then Real Madrid on +6 goal difference. But I'm surprised, not only are Getafe up here, but bloody Espanyol. They will of course both be here for long, but madre mia. But again, we are right now the chasers of Real Madrid with our draw against Rayo Vallecano. Now if you take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, we have a top of the table clash with Real Madrid taking on Espanyol. So 1st versus 3rd place, Atletico Madrid traveling to Mallorca. You're probably wondering, Barca boy, why do you tell us the Atletico games? They always have a poor start and then end up crawling back into it. They will, so it's good to keep an eye on them, but difficult away trip for them to be facing Real Mallorca. So if Espanyol, the boys down the road, can do us a solid, you never know. They're obviously going to get pumped later on today at the Bernabeu. I don't doubt that. So they're most likely winning. A win against Getafe is a must. It's actually 1st versus 3rd and 2nd versus 4th. We got top of the table La Liga clashes this weekend, but there's going to be no room for error for this game for Barcelona. We need to pick up a win, as Real Madrid will most likely beat Espanyol, and we're already behind. We can't go behind any further. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Getafe. Like I mentioned so far, the start of the La Liga campaign has been very, very good with them, and their terroristic football somehow is getting them results, and a team that Barcelona do struggle against a lot. The last time we did face them was at the beginning of this year in a 1-1 draw. Kounde getting a goal early on. They came back from, I think, a mistake at the defense. I don't think it was Anaki Peña, but someone else straight afterwards, and then around the 28th, 25th minute mark, and then it was just terroristic football for 90 minutes. In the home leg, we won 1-0. I think Lewandowski scored late in the second half as well. So these games have been tight over the past few seasons, because we know the way that Getafe play is pretty much the kryptonite, you could say, of Barcelona. Sit back, soak up as much pressure as you can, hit on the break, target man striker, physical and fast fullbacks. Like, it's as bad as you can get. And the last 6 games, if you take a look at their last 6 games in all competition, in their last match they beat Real Oviedo 2-0, losing 3-0 to Valencia, beating Sevilla 2-1, beating Celta Vigo 2-0. Then you have, of course, pre-season matches. So there are 4 games this season, 3 wins and 1 loss. And we're going to take a look at those 3 wins. We, of course, covered the Valencia loss in the last league match preview for the Valencia game. So we already know how that game went. But let's take a look at their other 3 games in La Liga. Firstly is that 2-0 win against Celta Vigo. There have been some changes, of course. You can see here their striker Uche, who got a goal and assist, very, very good striker, was actually sold to Crystal Palace on transfer deadline day. So they will be without him for this match. And just look at this setup. I mean, 5-4-1 against not even a 5-4-1, like a 5-3-2 against Celta Vigo. I mean, have a day of Dejene, Iglesia, Rico, David Soria, Arambari. It's just so bad. But they got to win in this game. They did look quite comfortable in transition, especially progressing forward. They looked super good, and more importantly, super clinical, which is going to be the challenge ahead for Barcelona. But a solid win for them against Celta Vigo. Next up is their 2-1 win against Sevilla at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Even the Celta Vigo game was away from home as well, and you can see in this game again the setup exactly the same in the 5-3-2. And this match was quite a curious one. I would say Sevilla were on top, but Getafe do what they do best. They soak up the pressure, play the referee, they play for fouls, and then when they hit on the break, they hit in unity, and they hit quite strongly. You can see on the screen as well the 2 goals and 2 assists coming in from Lucy and Fermia in the midfield in the exact same way, in the exact same style. Of course, Uche still playing at this time, and he of course was sold later on. But I don't know how Getafe do it. They play poor football, but when they're in transition on the break, they are quite deadly. Last match all competition, 2-0 win at home against Real Oviedo. Again, similar style play here. Now you have Borja Mayoral coming in for Uche, who was sold. The rest of the setup is very strong. The back 5 there, Femenia, David Soria, Dejene, Rico. You have Arambari in the midfield, who of course I think scored in the last game, the 1-1 game that I did mention beforehand. And this match was a bit more comfortable for them, especially with the way they've been playing. You can see again Demia getting 2 assists in that midfield. He's on 4 assists for the season so far. Moyoral getting a goal to boost his confidence as well. It's a team where they just, they play shit football, but they somehow, some way get results, especially with the teams that are lesser quality of them. So these are the 3 wins they've had this season. Wouldn't say comfortable, but they've definitely earned them in those respects. So overall, final thoughts on Getafe. I mean, it's very simple to explain, and I think it's quite evident from what we spoke about in their previous matches. They're very well managed, you could say, based on their style, by their manager, Bordalas, who is the cornerstone and the founder of the terroristic hat-on football that we are seeing. Of course, got sacked by Getafe, went to Valencia for a year, then they brought him back and he's doing his thing. They sacked him probably because of the majority poor results in the style, but they brought him back and now they're absolutely living life. In terms of players to look out for, I'm mainly looking at Mia in the midfield, Borja Mayoral up front, Dejene, David Soria. David Soria always has a fucking worldie against us in goal. It's so annoying, but the most important thing about beating Getafe is pumping it on them early, progressing forward, creating chances, getting shots on target, and as soon as you break that deadlock, you do have comfortability, especially when you're at home. Yes, they can still come back like we saw in the 1-1 game previously. That was away from home, so I think that takes a little bit into consideration. But if you're at home against Getafe, the first goal is going to be the deciding factor. So we have to get that in this game. I think controlling that midfield will be important as well, to not allow them to hit us on the break. But this is a team that definitely got at. The issue is it's going to be quite hard to break them down. And we do have some injury updates heading into this match. Firstly, the questionable one is on Pau Cubarsí. After the match against Newcastle, there were some reports about him having a knock, but afterwards, Miguel Hernandez came out saying that it's quite positive, there's nothing too serious. He was subbed as a precaution, everything is good. But the training session that just happened a few minutes ago Pau Kubarsi did not train, did not take to the field, and now he is, according to reports, has a little bit of doubt for this game due to some discomfort. Of course, Hansi Flick did provide an update in the press conference, which we will discuss, but as pretty much it is a very, very light injury. He could start still, probably will be on the bench, but he will not be out of the squad completely. Of course, the club have not released any official statement on an injury for Pau Kubarsi as well, so right now it is just discomfort, but discomfort that could lead him to be on the bench for the match tomorrow. Final update, a little bit of a positive one, is on Gavi. Miguel has come out saying that Gavi has shown clear improvements in his right knee and could return to training on the field soon. Barcelona is cautious and won't set a return date, but if progress continues, he might be back in about 2 weeks for the PSG game. If recovery worsens, surgery could be needed, but at the moment the club isn't considering that scenario. So of course he's gone with the conservative treatment. It's gone really well so far. So surgery is a bit fading right now, and again we probably could have it maybe a bit before the international break comes around, but most likely probably afterwards. So it's going well with Gavi. Surgery is looking more and more of a distance, and the conservative treatment is going well, but still we need some time to see how things do progress. Time now to get into the press conference reaction of Hansi Flick, who of course spoke immediately after the training session for the first team, providing us some updates on the fitness wise, how we're looking into the game as well into next week, and the morale around the team as well. So let's go and see what Flick had to say this afternoon in the presser. Firstly, was asked about Kubarsi, and he said that look, Kubarsi will be available tomorrow, and we'll see whether or not he'll be on the starting on the bench or will be in the starting lineup. So saying nothing too serious there. He will be a part of the squad for sure. Whether he starts or not remains to be seen. We trained today to recover faster for tomorrow's match. It's important tomorrow to have some fresh players, and that's what matters the most. On the Olmo for min battle in the 10 position, we always have to make decisions. We've just started the season and we need all of our players. Maybe some players aren't completely satisfied with the situation, but it's not about individuals, it's about the team. When they play, they have to show their quality. On Gavi, I hope to see him soon, but we need to make a decision about him perhaps by tomorrow or Monday, but now it's not the right time to make a decision. During the next week, we will know more about the progression of his condition. So again, decision about surgery or no surgery, they'll make that final decision at some point next week. Asked about the stadium, Camp Nou, Johan Cruyff, Mondrian said, look, in the end, the matter is not in my hands. I am informed about the developments and the situation and where we will play, but it's not my decision. We must focus on our performances, and step by step, we will see what will happen. On Lamine Yamal and Balde's injuries and their recovery, we are working on it. As for Lamine, we will have to take it day by day, and as for Balde, we are aware of his situation, and I believe his return is getting closer. We have to wait regarding Lamine, but he is working hard and receiving treatment every day. His improvements are ongoing. And then he's asked if he thinks that the draw against Rayo Vallecano was the turning point for the season so far. He said, look, in football, everything changes quickly. You have to stay focused in every match, and it's important that we do our job, giving everything for the team and showing the best for it, and that's what I want to see from my team. On Simeone's outburst at Anfield, sometimes these things happen to me, but for me, I'm focused on the match and my team. However, it's not pleasant to hear such insults from the crowd. In the end, everyone is different. I won't talk about what happened with Simeone because it's about his feeling, and I understand that, but it varies from person to another. Finally, he was asked on the Ballon d'Or ceremony on Monday. He said, look, I don't know. I think one day we will see Lamine Yamal win the award. We will be attending the ceremony out of respect because we are nominated, and we will see what happens. Any player who wins the award deserves it. I want to enjoy the ceremony and show respect to our nomination for the award and for the winners there as well. So classy from Hansi Flick, unlike other classy clubs. And that concluded Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Getafe tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it will be fairly difficult to predict because, as he mentioned, we're going to expect rotation. It's just really about where at this point. But I believe that Hansi Flick will select this lineup on the screen right now with João Garcia in goal, a back four of Jules Kounde, Ronald Araujo, Eric Garcia, and Gerard Martin. At midfield three of Pedri, De Jong, Fermin Lopez. Front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Marcus Rashford. So from the last match against Newcastle, one change, Eric Garcia and Kubarsi. I think Flick will go for this strong. Again, against a team like Getafe, you're going to end up bringing them off the bench anyway. So rather start with them, go full force, get a goal or two, then sell them off as rest. I think that's kind of the process that Hansi Flick is thinking Can definitely see maybe Olmo coming in instead of Fermin Lopez. I was thinking he would want to rest Frankie, just coming back from an injury, just play 90 minutes, but we have really no one, no Gavi. I don't think Bernal is close to starting. I don't think this game is suited for Casado. I think Pedri definitely has to start this game, no doubt about it, and for the front line as well. I think he will stick with Araujo in defense to have some height and some physicality in defense. I don't think Christensen maybe is needed, of course, from Flick's perspective. And I think again he wants to probably go gun-ho to start off with and maybe make rotations afterwards. We have to go quite strong. Getafe are a good side. They're hard to break down, so I think that's kind of Flick's idea heading into this match. And this is a lot of the things that Hansi Flick will select for this match. And of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach. And I have made a couple changes from Flick's lineup selection, as you can see on the screen. 2 changes for me. I would start Dani Olmo ahead of Fermin Lopez, and I would bring in Christensen ahead of Araujo. Firstly, on Christensen, I think since we're going to be on the ball a lot in this game, because we're going to have a majority of position, I want that fluidity. Of course, with Araujo, you know, all you're going to get is the pass sideways, maybe forward. At least Christensen has some sort of versatility to his passing, and also still a fantastic defender, so I would go with him. I was thinking about Frankie, but Bernal ain't ready, and I don't think this game is really suited for Casado. I have gone with Olmo, not because Fermin has been poor or was bad against Newcastle. I think he was quite, alright, just, a strong cardio shift from him. But I think this game suits Olmo more. We know that Fermin does struggle against teams that, focus and primarily stay back. If they park the bus, 5 at the back, 6 at the back, we know that Fermin struggles a little bit in small spaces. He needs a bit of openness to work his matches, whereas Olmo is the opposite. He works well in those tight spaces, so I would go with him, and also a big chance for him to get a start, get his, some good minutes under his belt, and we'll see what happens from him. Again, I would keep everything the same. I wouldn't bring in Rooney Bargi. I was thinking about bringing Ferran Torres, but again, my thought process is start with the big boys, get the win, and then you can bring on your Ferrans, your Casados, your Yafri Torrens, or whoever you want to bring in. But that's my philosophy as well. So this will be the line that I was left for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you're going to pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? It's going to be a tight one. I've gone Barcelona winning this game by 2-0. I think we'll get that first goal in the first half. Been a bit back and forth, maybe get some sort of consolation goal in the second half. I do see Getafe getting some chances in this game, but I just have so much immense trust in Joan Garcia to absolutely save us. I think getting a clean sheet here will basically guarantee the win, because I think the front line will end up scoring. It's going to be a tight game though. I don't see us winning 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nil. I can definitely see us conceding as well, but I think it will be it'll be scoreline wise narrow victory, but I think Barcelona will be quite comfortable in the game, holding possession, creating chances, stuff like that. I think that Getafe are threatening on the counter. They've shown that in their last few games. Again, they have 3 out of 4 wins, just like us this season, so it's no mean feat, not a game to take lightly. With being at home, I think we can definitely get over the line. Very, very confident for a win, but I think the win will be tight in terms of the score line, so I have gone Barcelona win this game by 2-0. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that's a match preview for Barcelona versus Getafe in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing on it, firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly on those lineups. Firstly, would you pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick will go with? What would you go with if you're the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set a reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Fall share for the match by my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.